Hello everyone, this is Savage Sasquatch from GamingReportCard.com, and this is The Surge. This episode here, I've just started New Game Plus, but the main purpose of this episode is I want to kind of go over some of the systems and what makes The Surge tick. You know, I got a question from somebody during one of the videos, and it made me realize that there's so much about these kinds of games that isn't immediately clear, that having an episode of the things that I would want to have known to start going into things that I kind of had to sort out on my own. So I want to show you guys some of these things. Alright, so wow, we just started New Game Plus, and this is the first area, but the first enemy that you would come across was just that you would normally kill easily, it was killed. So if you look down towards the bottom, you'll see a teal blue circle, little wheel down there. It says 82 of 89. So that is our core power consumption. You get 1 point for every level that you put into your exosuit and into its basically, instead of leveling up like you traditionally do in a game where you get to put points into different stats, in this all you do is you continually level up your rig, your exosuit here that we're wearing. And everything, the way you customize your character is by going in and is through both gear and implants, which I'll show you in a second. Each piece of gear, here, let's see if, no, we don't. Alright, each piece of gear here has different requirements. So if we go to this arm piece, you can see that this uses 3 core power consumption, and it has some other stats there, but so that takes that much. And we'll do the same over here on this one. Now you see where it says 89 plus 9, like right now I'm 88 of 89, but there is a plus 9 below that. That is because one of my implants allows me to have 9 extra power, which is very important. So, let me see here. So we are going to equip all this gear that is purple in the background. This is gear that's basically maxed out, and that I cannot level up anymore. And we'll go into how to level up gear in just a minute here. So we're going to... Oh, now see, this is new. When we beat the game, we actually got a new weapon. It is a one-handed weapon that has 108 damage, only plus 20% on the energy gain. This is the weapon I think I had been using previously. It has 78 damage. The nice thing was it gave you an extra 45% energy gain, but we haven't been able to level it up all the way. And this weapon right here should be able to do that, the Mimetic Edge. My first time using this, so I have no idea what it's like. We're probably going to stumble a little bit against the first enemy as we try to figure it out. So the next thing, and this is where you really customize your character, and this is implants. I'm going to just sort through by... here. Can I sort through by equipping? You hit the right thumbstick to sort by... well, anyway. So, this is a list of all of the implants here, and as you can see, there's a billion of these. You can destroy some. I don't know if there's a way to sell them. I don't think there is. But so the implants do a number of things. Like this purple one right here, I've got 2 of these equipped, and these increase your stamina. And the amount of stamina you go up depends on whatever the core power of your rig is. So as I level up, I can, like, the next time I level up, I think I will get 1 more point. So I will go up to 185 stamina from 183 because I have 2 of them equipped. So this one right here increases my maximum health, and I have a couple of these equipped and one lesser one right here. So we have 416 maximum health. These right over here with the little down arrows below them, we can use these to restore our health. We gain 320 health every time we use one of those. Let's see. Oh, I have 2 of the blue ones equipped. That's why we have 416. So this one right here allows us, every time you attack, you gain energy. And you can use the energy for a few different things. You can use it to make your little drone attack, and he feels rather useless compared to the other uses. My favorite is using this mod to heal me can get healed for 100 health every time I use up 28 energy. So that's a very important one. And then to help that, this one right here reduces my energy below, it never gets below 30% from decaying. This is the one here that gave me the extra 9, so that way I can equip everything. And this one right here is, this gives me 30% extra energy gain, which is a big deal. So basically I can heal myself a lot with this build. So, let's see. Alright, so we've got our gear equipped. We're jumping right in, and we're going to have to heal ourselves quickly so the first guy doesn't just kill us. Alright, so you can target, once you target a guy, you can, Dash is your friend. You can block, but block is much less useful, I've found, than just being able to dash and not get hit. Especially once you get large amounts of stamina like I have, you can just dash around for days and they'll never hit you. So once you have them targeted, you can use the right stick and target different sections of their body. So in this case, I'm going to target the guy's right arm. Alright, and... oh, that's right, I can't see his health because I unequipped the thing that lets me see enemy health. So this right there, what I just did, is my favorite attack. You sprint by holding down either the A button or actually just the left stick. And then if you attack while you're doing that, you do a slide move. Okay, now for some reason we don't have any energy meter, so I think that doesn't happen yet in the game until we get to the first checkpoint. So we need to be somewhat careful. Alright, we're going to continue attacking this part of his body. And at some point, he'll become weak. And we'll be able to hopefully do an execution move. This guy is really hardy. Okay, we just outright killed that guy. Alright, he gave us a lot of scrap. So anyway, that was a little sloppy against him, but I just wanted to kind of show you. So anyway, you sprint using the left thumbstick, and then if you do an attack, that's for horizontal, this is for vertical, but, well, it does pretty much the same attack. But regardless, this is your strongest move, I've found. You can stand in there and wail on guys, and that works, but if you do this, and attack, and then you can dash out, that was like one of my go-to staple moves throughout my entire playthrough. You'll see me use that a lot. Alright, those guys are junk. So exploration is obviously huge. You know, you wanna explore out every nook and cranny as, you know, we come back here and we find, you know, this is just a little small pile of scrap. It's not going to give us much. But, you know, over time, everything adds up. The piles of scrap, this is something else important I didn't realize right away. Piles of scrap, you can go into your inventory here and go down to consumables, and you get 600 scrap for this. So I hold down the A button, and it'll cash in all of my things. So we just gained another 1,200 scrap. So we're going to run down this way. We don't want to forget to explore. Over here there is a force regulator. Okay. You can upgrade your gear, and you need things like that to be able to do it. And I'll show you that. Well, here, I'll just go. Well, no, we're vulnerable right now. If you go to this screen, you are vulnerable. Things can attack you. So that's not pausing it. Hitting the start button pauses it, or what most of us know as a start button. Alright, this right here, medical audit, that is the implant that lets you, I believe, see your enemy's health. But before we go through here, we're doing fine. So we thankfully didn't die to that first enemy. It would have been very easy to. So we kill all these guys off. I think there's more to find out here. Nothing in there. Here's an item right here. And that is also materials that can be used to craft gear. Getting these early materials are very important because I didn't craft a piece of chest armor for like my first like 10, 15, 20 hours through the game. It was crazy, and it was because I didn't find those. So you saw me earlier talk about targeting enemies, certain parts of an enemy. After you do enough damage to an enemy, you can usually do an execution. And doing an execution will do two things. If it's an enemy that you haven't gotten the type of armor that they're wearing, you will be able to learn the schematic for whatever you cut off. So if you cut off his arm, you will get the schematic for that piece of arm gear. If it's a leg or a body armor or a helmet, you'll get that schematic. Also, it will drop you a small amount of materials that can be turned in, and I'm going to show you the med bay here. So this is the med bay. You come up to this thing right here. Okay. That's right. Our power core is defective, so we can't do anything here right yet. We have to...
Are you receiving? Hello?
Goodbye. So we have to get a power core. Most of these guys are just chump change for us. I'm sure it's going to throw in an occasional big bad guy to spice things up for us. Now, when you go to the med bay, it refills all the consumables that you have. It's kind of like if you've played Dark Souls, which is, I think, the main reason you'd be playing this is if you had. But if you go to the med bay, it refills all of your injectables. So I got all 9 of my healing things back. So if I, fight this first guy right around the corner here and have a particularly bad time of it, then, I could go back and refill my injectables and take another go at it. If you die, you're going to drop everything that you have on the ground. Alright, we're going to go after this guy's right arm. Also, you notice that slide move, it hit for like 125, which is like double what any of the other attacks were. So, yeah.
Damn it, why don't you listen? You need to upgrade your power core or replace it, otherwise you ain't getting through that door.
Oh, that's a guy.
Overloaded without the proper power capacity, security is gonna end up all over your ass. We've come too far to get caught now. Those implants are worth thousands. This is our golden ticket out of here, man. Don't screw it up.
So when you're targeting enemy body parts, the head is always going to do the most damage, even if it's armored. It does. You just do a lot of damage to head, which makes sense. So. Okay, so this right here, our core power is too low, and that's because we have to find... What is this? Oh, this is our power core that we needed. So we're going to go back to the med bay, and I'll show you a couple things real quick in there. Hey, here's an item that we missed on our first pass. Vital Boost 1, so this is like... gives a little more health.
This is not a scheduled break time.
Okay, so we come over here to the med bay, and now our rig should be fixed. So it takes 50,000 points, as you can see, to get to the next level. And we're going to go ahead and... Let's see here. We don't have enough, obviously, so you can hold the Y button down and bank everything that you've got. This is the place also where you go to change your implants. You find a cool new implant, this is where you come to equip it. So that's very important to know. And rig, this just shows you the rig that you're on. There's never an option to choose a different one, but sometimes you have to come here when you're upgrading your rig. So now this right here is the gear assembly. So first, as this shows all of the pieces of gear that I've severed from different guys. There's a whole lot of different armor sets. So we've got a number of them here that we can craft any of these, and they all take parts. Now something, you'll see that I don't have the parts for most of these, and this is because this is the level 1 gear, which means it takes level 1 components. This is an important thing to note, because I didn't know this till late in my playthrough. Now the thing is, as you cut off parts of higher level guys, you get higher level parts. So I might not be able to craft the level 1 of this, but if I use my right thumbstick to scroll over, then I can see if I have the parts needed to make one of these other things. And it looks like when you start on New Game Plus that it takes all of your parts away, which is really annoying. Like, we don't have the ability to craft anything. Well, we can craft a leg piece here. But anyway, understand that like, if you've been killing high-level guys, then all of a sudden you can scroll over and you might be able to craft a level 3 or a level 4. As you can see, it costs like 60,000, 80,000 scrap, so you have to save a lot. But the fact that you don't have to try to like get all the components for rank 1 and all the components for rank 2. If you have all the components for rank 3, just jump straight to rank 3. That's really important. All your weapons, you just find the weapons naturally. You don't craft those. And this is the upgrade section where you can upgrade things. And again, like I said, I wish I had known this before. All of my components that I collected are gone. As you go through the game, you'll get different levels of tungsten alloy, which I'm very glad that it's giving me a fully upgraded weapon, because, now I can't upgrade a friggin' thing. That really sucks. Like, I wish the game would have told you that it's taking away all the inventory. So anyway, I hope you found that helpful. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, okay, so somebody had asked about a nanocore, and I answered him in the comments, but it's worth knowing. You'll find nanocores as you go through. And I mentioned briefly here, this helmet right here, how it's got a purple background. That's because it's been leveled up all the way. If you watch right now, like right now on the, let's see, on the helmet, if you look on the right side there, it's got a gray background. That's a level 1, or not a gray, like a tan background. If I hit the right thumbstick over, it shows the level 2 and what's required for that, and that's green in the background. Level 3 is blue, and level 4 is this like burgundy color. And that's all it shows you. But the thing that the game doesn't tell you is that there is a hidden level 5. And if you find nanocores, and I'm going to show you in just a minute where one of the nanocores is, it allows you to upgrade your gear from the level 4 to the secret level 5. So it's worth backtracking to certain areas to be able to pick those up. So let's see. The fact that it gave me a fully leveled up
Happy to help.
weapon is important, though. So we're going to come through here. So now we've got an energy meter. I don't know if we're going to... Oh, also you do a stronger attack. Here we go. We're going to sever an arm. Now, we've already gotten this piece before, but we're going to pick it up. And it gave us 3 tungsten alloy mark... Wait. What now? Inventory. Broken parts. Was that a new level of leveling up? I need to go check that out. I think it said Mark 6. So this is impressive. In the second playthrough, you actually get... The reason we don't have any upgrades is because in New Game Plus, you can actually, it starts a whole new series of leveling. So the next level is, I'll gain 30 more damage on this weapon, which is a big deal. So basically you can level up the weapons a whole nother set, which is important to deal more damage and to gain more health and all that.
Highest priority and should be yours.
So, we're going to take every opportunity to... Oh, we should have chopped. Anyway, you see I have tons of... Gotta be careful. gosh. It's so easy to take these little wimpy guys out. We don't really have to be too concerned with them. But... and we hold down the X button and we go choppy. And then you get a gory scene here, and so these, anytime you see one of these, this is something that you have to overcharge. You just hold down the X button and it will bypass the circuit, and now this door will be unlocked as a result. We do have to be careful because we never know if it's going to throw in extra dudes. So, you know, chopping that guy's arm off right there, that gives us materials for making another piece of armor, or for upgrading the one that we have. It takes a lot more hits if you're hitting him in the body, but, you know, I want to be able to upgrade my body armor as well, so we can pick that up. You always got to look around here like, oh, there's a guy. You want to be observant. Alright, so what's up here? Ah, here's another thing to overload. And you know, you can follow this pipe all the way down to wherever this goes to find out what exactly it unlocks. Now, before I forget, let's... also, doing large amounts of damage to guys typically will stagger them. Doing these execution moves uses a bit of your energy meter, so you need to make sure that you don't burn all your energy on stuff. That's another important thing to know. Energy meter. Oh, jumping is occasionally handy. So you're running, and then you press the sprint button again, and your character will do a little jump there. And the jump is actually pretty good in this. So that was 9 tungsten Mark 6s. So we could probably already upgrade our weapon, which is ridiculous for as much. So this terminal is now unlocked, and that's from, you see that red pipe going here? That, I believe, is how that got opened.
We've had issues with Robert Weave again, this time about the exoskeleton program. He's refused to have the implant surgery. We've explained it's hardly invasive, even offered to double his bonus. But no, thinks management will use it to control the workforce. He even brought up his union nonsense again. If he poisons the others, it could put us months behind schedule. It's amazing. He doesn't see it as making his job easier. I recommend termination. You know, we've put up with too much of his trash talking.
Alright, more tungsten alloys so we can level up. Alright. So right here, this is an overcharge unit that's attached to a box. It requires level 80. I think we opened this last playthrough, so there might not be anything to do. We'll see. Oh, nope, that did drop a nanocore down here. So again, those nanocores are super important for upgrading your gear to the maximum level. Very important. So... the other thing that you constantly want to be looking for are things like this right here. Anything that'll open doors. Open every door you can, because you never know where it's going to pop back out.
I can't believe they just fired Dr. Chavez. After the years of hard work and dedication she's put into this company. I suppose that's what you get when you stand up for your convictions. The worrying thing is, she's right. I've seen the data. We've got to keep working, now more than ever. Lesser people would give up, but she's not one of them. And if she won't, I won't.
Okay, so, you know, we're going back here. If we go to the med bay, we'll actually reset all the enemies, but we just opened that shortcut, so we won't have to fight any of them now. So I want to go to the upgrade station, and so we got this handy-dandy little weapon. This goes to 138. I'm curious, actually, if we upgrade the one that we had before. let's see. Is this the one? No, this is not the one. This is the one that we were using for such a long time. It's got a high proficiency scaling and a very high energy gain. So it costs, let's see here, 26,000 scrap to level this up. So that does 139 damage. This one would do 138. It has very high scaling, but it seems like it would still do less damage and give us less energy gain. So we're going to go back to our trusty, dusty thing here. So now I just hold down the A button, and it's going to gain its levels up. And now this is back to being our main thing here. So we're going to go here, and you know what? We can probably upgrade something else as well. And let's take a look at our... Let's see. We don't have enough for a helm. We have enough to upgrade our chest, interestingly. Or a leg piece, and we actually have enough scrap, so it might be the leg piece. We'll see. Or an arm piece. We gain 2 points there. 1 point there. So we're going to do the arm pieces because this gives us more defense and more stability. Whoops. Alright. So anyway,
Warren.
This is the basics of how to play the Surge. If you guys have any questions, please put them in the comments section below. I'll try to get back to you really quickly. I've responded to a few of those this morning that were left over the last couple days. If it's a day or two, it might be because I travel out of town every other week for 3 days. So it won't be long, though. I'll get back to you guys. Really appreciate you guys watching. Hope this was helpful to you. Appreciate if you give us a thumbs up and show some support. And lastly, above all, please subscribe to the channel, and we will keep plenty of action coming your way. I'm not sure if I'll make any more Surge videos from the New Game Plus here, but we've got a number of other projects that I'm really excited about. So right now I'm working on finishing up the Vermintide that we had started. That's already in one of our playlists. That's Warhammer End Times. It's kind of like Left 4 Dead. And so check that out if you're a fan of the Left 4 Dead style of game. It's the same thing, but instead of zombies, you have giant rat men with like spears and swords and crap. It's a good time. So most of you guys probably know of Overwatch by now. I've been playing that for some time. And so we're going to start having some Overwatch action. I might even have a few tutorials on characters that I know a little better. I'm no pro, but whatever knowledge I can lend, I'm happy to. So Titanfall 2, I've been wanting to do a playthrough of that. I've mentioned it before, wanting to do a playthrough on the campaign. I already played it through on hard. I want to just sit back and be able to enjoy it because it's a really fun campaign, really great action, and I think it would make a great watch. So that's something coming up. Also, I've picked up a couple games that'll probably be coming a little bit later. Mad Max might come sooner. I've got Mad Max, and I also picked up Resident Evil Revelations 2. Just 2 games that are a little bit older that I wanted to play. We have a chance this summer to get into some games because we're kind of through the big spring rush of games. So there's occasional games coming out, but we just finished up this game and Injustice 2. And so we will... we finally get to kind of play whatever we want to. I want to play all the games that we play, but, being able to pick and choose and not have to try to keep up with the schedule is nice. One of my big summer projects, I am going to work on playing through all 3, the entire trilogy of Dark Souls this summer, since we've never recorded any of it. I haven't played the original Dark Souls since, like, the first year that it came out, like in the first couple of months of it being out. That's the last time I played it, so I would love to return to that. I've also picked up, years ago, I bought Dark Souls 2, Scholars of the First Sin, and I never got around to it. That's got all the DLC, and it's got some tougher enemy placements, so I'm really intrigued to see that. And then now that all of Dark Souls 3, which I played last year, now that all the DLC is out for that, I want to give that a playthrough again, because I love the Souls games. This is my favorite genre of game, and the Surge falls right into that, so... Anyway, we're actually, for the first time, probably going to be having several projects running at once. So that way you guys can keep up with some different things, and that way I stop dropping, 5-10 episodes of the same thing all at once and drown you guys in content. So that way you guys can watch things at a little more leisurely pace to keep up. So anyway, thanks again for watching. Until next time or next game, this is Savage Sasquatch for GamingReportCard.com, and I am out of here.